What is up, homies? It's your boy, Mike Mason, here for another fireside chat. A very special fireside chat. I love the ones where we have an artist with us to offer insight into their work. Tonight with us is Trapper Studio, and man, their work is absolutely incredible. Before we get into that, I did want to take a second to introduce my lovely co-host, Carrie Strope.
Hello.
Carrie, you are a warm glass and cold glass process educator. You even work on the torch sometimes.
Occasionally, yes, and moderator extraordinaire this evening at your service.
Winner of the Glasscraft and Bead Expo cutting contest.
Yes,
we're talking about one of the best glass cutters in the game.
I was given lessons on Facebook this week, so.
All right, that's what's up. All right, and homies, the guest of honor, Chelsey, aka Trapper Studio. You can find her work on Instagram at /Trapper Studio. If you'd like to just say hi or whatever you guys do on the introduction thing.
Hey guys, Chelsey, Trapper Studio. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate that. It's great to have you. I really appreciate you letting me film your demo. This was at the DFO, the Degenerate Flame Off. A really amazing event with a competition one day with some of the, absolutely incredible flame workers, and then a lineup of them absolutely amazing flame workers doing demos the next day. And it was like who do I film? I don't know. And some of these cats are my friends, and some of them I've filmed before, and it was such a tough call when everybody is so awesome, but your work really is one that has stood out to me for a minute now, and I was like, whoa, I really do appreciate you letting me jump in there and film this for everybody. Before we jump into that, guys, I did want to just mention a couple of things. We talked about it last week, but if you're not up to speed, the Glasscraft and Bead Expo classes just opened for registration. So this is kind of an opportunity to get in on the ground floor of amazing classes. I'll give you guys a better look here. There's 3 real classes with Roger Paramore, and then a $40 losing the least what everyone should know lecture. That's probably like the best $40 in the game. When I talk about thermal and mechanical stress and the way that heat moves through glass and how it relates to making better work and making more clean and even work, that so much of that comes from what I learned from Roger Paramore. And that lecture is a big part of it where he talks about that. So, man, if you're out there for this to take a class, this one's, I think, kind of in the evening. So even if you're taking a class that day, you should be able to take that lecture. Like, if it's not already full, that is. But like I said, things just opened. So many classes, some of them with people who have joined us before. So you kind of know what you're in for. If you enjoyed that Josh Mazet Dicro demo, you can take the whole day class with all sorts of different projects in addition to like the hour of it that you got to see. Implosion pendants. There's just so many different things and styles of work, and this is just like 1/10 of the classes that are there. There's I don't know, that might even be under
that Sue Ellen Fowler class.
Yeah, making your own oxides to make canes. Man, so many cool things, and it's all in one place in 5 days, so it's just like this incredible opportunity to take 1 or 2 or even 3 classes with truly world-class instructors. This event, they really vet the instructors year after year. All the students give feedback, and these people these are just great teachers, all of them really know what they're doing. Carrie's actually going to be teaching a couple of classes. How many classes are you teaching, Carrie?
I have 3 classes this year.
Wow, so 3 classes
That's
for
cool.
Carrie. They're not torch stuff, so they're not on my cheat sheet, but I was tempted to sneak her in there just to curry favor. Like, check it out, baby. Snuck into the sheet. And guys, the other thing I wanted to mention is that Pipetown. I know we've been talking about it a bit. That is out, and you can order a DVD of it. You can get a digital download. You can even get a T-shirt if you want to rep out there for Pipetown. The artwork is freaking sick. I enjoyed these. What everybody is saying. Neil Young apparently weighed in.
I loved it.
He loved it. And it's intimate in a dank way, like Mason from Church Top. So, anyways, I thought that was awesome that they put my silly ramblings on there. But I really did enjoy it. It's an awesome film about a city that I actually I went to after the DFO. So what you're seeing is kind of my time in Oregon, the beginning of it, covering the DFO. And yeah, so this really is, it's well done. I mean, for $15, you guys should definitely give it a watch. It's got so many cool interviews, and it really is kind of a look and, a head check of what it is to be a glass worker in this city where glass was born. And I don't say where glass was born, but like where this pipe making movement that we're part of was born. I left out like 90% of what I should have said there, but whatever. These things happen. All right. I didn't want to take too long with that. This is the piece that we're about to see, you guys. The other side, there's like a bowl pushed into it. So yeah, there are all sorts of cool techniques to get this type of patterning. I did want to ask before we even started, Chelsey, is this sandblasted or?
Yes, this one is sandblasted.
Okay, that's what's up. Like everything but the eye, or is that?
Yep.
Okay, I love it. It gives it such a man. These pieces just look so cool. Like you really.
Thank you.
Yeah, you translate these forms. Just they read, they sell. It's bam. It's a freaking fish. A guy in the chat was talking about he wanted to fillet that thing and eat it earlier. Like they
try.
Yeah, they inspire all the ephemeral things that are fish. Anyways, all right,
Yeah.
well, let's pop this off, and you guys can get to see how this was created. There's so many cool techniques that you utilized, and I think you used like just about everything in the kitchen drawer. Like this.
My favorite tools.
Yeah, totally. I was like, did she forget her tools and just grab something from the hotel kitchen?
Nope.
Or does she normally
butter
use
knife and spoon?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, just to take a moment, these companies are make it possible for me to get to all of these events and provide this type of continuous coverage, the comprehensive coverage for our industry. It means so much that they pitch in a little bit every month to add up to our ability to enjoy this type of content and to do it in a way that, nobody's telling me where to go or what to do. And you know what I mean? Even what we see tonight, it's like it was like a list of 20 incredible things and I had to choose. It was such a hard thing to do. But this is what I settled on, and goddamn if I don't feel like I made the right choice. It's it's easy to say. I could have filmed anybody's demo and we all would have loved it, but I thought this was special. And guys, this is where it was held. It's like Cedarville Lodge. People get married here. It's a beautiful grounds. This is very much West Coast Oregon. Like, people were just sitting around playing music and spinning
sitting
stuff.
around the redwood trees.
Yeah, that was like the Renaissance Festival side of the event, and like there were kids coming out. It was a real family type of affair. And look at this place. It is just gorgeous. So yeah, this is where it was held, and even at this time, I was kind of filming when I could this stuff, because otherwise I was in the tent. And guys, that Jameson bottle, if you were there, and if you were there, that was Abe Fleischman, the North Star ace, and really guy who currently makes this event possible. And I want to take a second to thank him. And yeah, man, he's been a supporter, and yeah, I can't thank him enough for letting me do my thing at this event. And yeah, I look forward to doing this again, and hopefully being part of this family. So huge shout outs to Abe. But and Chelsey, here you are. You're working with some powders, so you're bandanaed up. I did want to ask, did you is this tubing striped, or how is that tubing?
Yeah, I brought it prepped, so I layer rod first.
Okay.
And then I layer it with frit.
Okay.
to add the depth to it.
That's what I figured. It wasn't, I just took a second when everybody got started to get my bearings, but yeah, I didn't imagine that had happened that quickly.
Yeah, it takes a while to do that part.
Gotcha. Well, excellent. And then you added different frit there to give it that initial speckling or whatever.
Yep.
All right, very good. And I thought this was really cool, where you're just dotting right off the rod, but getting very fine dots. I thought that was pretty awesome. Like Chris
Yeah,
Farley
it helps
showed.
add a bunch of texture and depth to it.
Yeah, it looks really natural, and I thought that's what's cool is it's a combination of these techniques, where you're not just using frit, it's also, using rod patterning and putting these things together to come up with a look that, like I was saying earlier, it reads, it says to the brain, hey, that's that type of fish.
Yeah, it's taken a while to kind of understand the color variations of different species, but I do a lot of studies before I dive into a species. And this was the first time I actually did this type of salmon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Had you done some like practice blanks first, or
No, no.
no? You're just
I've
giving it a.
I've done other salmon, and their color varies and are can be similar.
Okay.
So I've had experience using those colors together, so I kind of knew what it would turn out to be.
Great.
So that helped.
I see. Yeah. So you weren't messing with any colors that were going to give you a
No.
surprise.
Yeah. I was using colors I've been used to.
All right. Very good. Do you have any color palette preferences or?
A lot of my colors are the same, like butterscotch and caramel, jade,
Okay.
rust. Pretty natural, neutral colors.
Okay. So I'm hearing a strong North Star skew here.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Shout out to Abe. Whatever. No, for real. Abe's the dude, and
Thank you, North Star.
right. Yeah. They're really cool cats out there. And this event, they really did a great job with it. I can't give a shout out enough to everyone out there at North Star. I know Libby was involved, and a shout out to Brian over there. And
Yeah, I actually got one of the kilns from the event.
oh, really?
Yeah, it was great to upgrade.
Okay, that's the big.
Because I was the first. What's that?
The big scut.
Yeah, I had a Paragon F130 before, so it was nice to get something a bit bigger.
Very nice, very nice. Do you ever tell like fish stories, where you're like, yeah, that fish I made at the DFO was like 3 feet? Yeah, those scuts are really nice. My sponsor Paragon don't want to hear this, but the controller on the scut is really nice. I love how it has settings for thick and thin boro, and then like the striking cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
was nice.
Yeah, I think it's a really intelligent design.
Yeah, but does it play music?
Yeah, and I should also keep my mouth shut here, but like that, it's not a speaker, it's just a pocket for a Bluetooth speaker. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's like saying that your bike has a speaker when it just has a basket.
All right.
Yeah. It's an amazing kiln, don't get me wrong. The 710 model, it's like really, it's made for pipe working, and it's everything it should be. But I was like, wait a minute, I had to investigate, and I just opened the door and it just had a Bluetooth speaker inside. I was like, this isn't a real speaker, I feel like Scooby-Doo pulling the mask off, Who's really in here? Oh, it's freaking Samsung Bluetooth speaker. You gotta be joking me. So a little more frit, going even over the dots, and that probably makes them maybe look like they're really part of the skin, or?
Yeah, again, it just kind of adds depth, and I can't remember if I added dots on top of that too.
I guess we'll have to shortly, see. Yeah. And yo, is that like a falconer's glove over there? Is that what is that?
So okay, there's a reason I
Yeah.
have that ridiculous glove on.
That's
I
dope.
burnt my hand. I burnt my hand really bad, and it's not a cool story.
Oh
It was
no.
from bacon grease,
Oh
and
jeez.
now the heat from my torch really hurts. Like I can feel it a lot
You're
more
more
because of the
sensitive.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more
Wow.
comfortable wearing that.
No, I love it. I like the Kevlar sleeves that open on the thumb, and have the tacks for your fingers, so it just looks like
Yeah,
it just looks like a more
those are
baller.
always too big for my hands.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I like it tight so it doesn't kind of slide around. So I just get leather gloves and cut the fingers off.
Word. I was hoping though at some point you're gonna be like chicka chicka, and then like a falcon is gonna fly in.
I think it's a cool look.
All right, thanks.
No, I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're not making fun.
No, I'm not hating at all. That's just
You
tight.
can make fun.
No,
It's fine.
I legit want one of
We'll
those.
leave that to
like,
Boro News.
Yeah.
I'll send you one.
that accounts, killing it. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I really think it looks good, and if it blocks heat, like, then I'm all about it. And
It has a purpose.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
of
just
course.
trying to look cool.
No,
I'm trying to look cool and have a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it does look good. Eli Mazzei, we were mentioning earlier, did the Pipetown thing. He rocks like a golf glove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
makes
I
sense,
think I think that's good because it's like like a high control but grip type of glove.
Yeah.
And but I think this looks like an awesome alternative for those who don't want their fingers fully tacked in.
Right.
But for those who a Kevlar sleeve, and really though, I go through like these Kevlar sleeves just go to shit so fast. I don't know how it even happens. It happens because I like wipe stuff off with them, and after you do that 50 times, they start to disintegrate. It's not a big mystery, but
mine are hanging in there.
yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's not get too far from the glass here. At this point, you heated the end there, and you've helped give it more of the fish body shape by pulling it out and kind of giving it the natural.
I'm shaping the tail.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you ever use blow tubes in your work, or?
Sometimes they're kind of cumbersome to me.
Okay.
Sometimes, but.
Yeah, we're getting ahead now, but I think it's really impressive that you the way you do your seals. You're not like going back in on them with a hand torch and all this, but they're clearly well done. It's like, that's impressive that you're able to do that without like puffing from the inside with the blow tube, that sort of thing. There's all these, like a lot of people, I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. It's just your approach is simple and gets it done, and some cats are a little bit overkill with, the amount of attachment love they give. And yeah.
They need support, but for me, I don't know. I'm the same. Like, I like it to be quick and not have to take too much time with that part of it.
Yeah, definitely noticed.
Which they like having to detach everything then, but it depends. If the piece is heavier, I definitely do, spend more time on that.
Yeah, bridge detachments and such.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, that's what I thought you were getting at. Yeah, so now you're cooking back some glass to make fins, just to give everybody a little premise of what's going on. And this one I left in most of the cooking back process, but a lot of that we get through that part faster and faster because how many times do you guys need to see Rod get cooked back,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then here we go. I thought this is really important stuff, you guys. The first step is with that serrated side to give it those the texture on the fins, and then I noticed on some of them it looks like you go back over it with something that has a smooth surface. Is that right?
With the torch, like going back over it?
No, I mean with a knife or a shaping tool.
Yeah. Yep. So sometimes if they don't, if I don't heat it up enough, I'll have to groove it a bit more, but there's so many lines in those fins, I just keep going over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, the serrations on that butter knife definitely give it a really cool look.
Yeah, that like extra detail kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
I ruined my favorite butter knife. I need to get a new one.
Oh, really?
Mm.
What
Yeah.
what makes it your favorite butter knife?
I don't know, just the serrated edge, what just the texture to it, because they're all a little different, and it
I
wasn't very
gotcha.
thick. It was nice
Oh,
and thin. I
I
actually
see.
ruined it at DFO.
Oh no, gotcha. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of I don't know exactly what they're called, like a rotello, or I don't know what they are, but like they have, it's like a little roller. It almost looks like something you use to like make like the ravioli edges or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
It's kind of like that, but just all in one knife, straight across. Yeah, I can imagine. Are you like on Amazon looking at knives and studying the edges,
No,
and you're just gonna find it when you find it?
going going to thrift stores and finding old butter knives.
I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's definitely got their knife. Micah Evans, he uses a bookbinder. I thought that was
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I thought
Huh.
that was one of the cooler ones from the, like, whoa, 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 what's that there, guy? Files or whatever. So yeah, these steps, that you take to the cutting and pulling out the edges and then kind of reestablishing the texture, it all really adds up to a super organic look. These does kind of have a seashell look right now. It's reminding me like
Yeah.
Demolition Man or whatever. Do you know how to use the 3 seashells?
So Charity Melt Fish and Derby Goddess is in the audience. And
Yes. Yeah.
she has one of Trapper's trophies
She
from Melt.
does. Hell yeah.
Woohoo. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we were looking at those before the show started, but maybe we can pull them up if we remember after the show. But if not, guys, check out Chelsey's Instagram at Trapper Studio. And if you go back a bit, you can see these incredible trophies that she made for the Melt Fishing Tournament. And not to get too into a whole nother event, which you guys know I can get rambly about. But Melt had a really amazing fishing tournament this year. Stellar Glass helps put that on, and the trophies are like fish, kind of like what you're seeing now, but they're like hanging on really cool custom stands. They were great.
My dad actually helps make those stands.
Really, what? It's a family
That's
affair. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Is he local, or does he normally
No,
make
he's
stands?
in Minnesota, and last year before Las Vegas, I was trying to figure out stand ideas, and he came to me with that idea, and we worked on it together, and he makes them for me and ships them to me, or I pick them up when I visit.
Very good.
That's awesome.
Is he like a woodworker or craft maker of some kind?
He's a retired welder,
Oh, okay,
but
interesting.
he does everything. He makes everything.
I see. Does he ever play on the torch?
No.
Hmm.
But it's like, glass welding versus
Yeah.
metal welding.
It's like, I did that for 40 years. Put that thing on.
Yeah.
This is mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Tiny little.
The look of these pieces is exquisite, and it adds up to a piece that just it tickles the brain. They sell. I don't mean it in a money way, you know what I mean? It's like that, just like the brain is sold on the fact that it's a fish. Oh, Charity says, my trophy is the first thing you see when you come into my studio.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. Blinky says, thousands of dollars in equipment and an 87-cent butter knife making art.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, wait till you guys see the spoon action. You can add we're gonna be up to like $1.75. The spoon use is actually really clever. I will say, like, all jokes aside.
Hey, it's a good tool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you used it to like depress the shape like into the cavity for the mouth, and then on the piece that gets
Mhm.
sealed on for the mouth. Like you guys will see that coming up here, but yeah, there's some awesome spoon trickery. Spoon is repping hard tonight.
Spoon and dental tools, another good
Nice.
one.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed
Whoa.
that as well. You definitely had some cool yeah, I use them to like scoop dichro extract and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's my scoop." All right, so this is one of the seals, and you guys will kind of see what I was mentioning, that you're really just getting on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot would you say you're getting each of these pieces when you connect them? Are you trying to get them both ripping, or is like
Yeah, like right before they start to kind of melt in, because if they start melting in, they'll collapse and then you'll see it,
okay,
if I push
yeah,
the tail into it. So kind of I'll gauge it and watch the body and make sure it doesn't start to slump.
sure,
And then I slightly push in and pull out and then flash it and it kind of
done,
finishes it. Yeah.
sure,
But, if that seal doesn't go perfect, that's what I use the hand torch for. But I'm so used to doing this style
uh-huh,
that it's pretty easy to me now.
word, gotcha. So right up to the limit of like wall deformation on the
Right.
body or whatever. Very good. And yeah, each of these fins is a little different. So like I said, I saved you guys a lot of the condensing. But here, for example, this one gets a totally different type of decoration. So, like we'll pretty much watch them, up through the point of uniqueness. And I thought this is great. Here's a moment where for sure I'd pull a stringer. But you've clearly got the technique down to add these super tiny dots and do it in succession with fluidity. I thought that was really cool.
It works better for me because for me with stringers, I can't, you can't keep it in the flame as long
Mm-hmm.
unless it's super, super tiny, and I can go really fast if I just keep it in the full rod.
Sure. So it's not only is it's faster and saves a step.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna clearly have to get better at that.
Can you talk a little bit? I mean, if there's nothing else to talk about, can you talk a little bit about what you were talking about when you said you do studies of fish before you start? Like, what is your process
Yeah.
there?
So my process is one of my favorite parts. I'll research certain species I want to work with, and then I'll do sketches of them, and just different studies through sketches mainly. And I also love to fish, so that's kind of like field research, which is
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Nice.
But yeah, mainly just sketching out different species and kind of understanding how they move and different color variations and patterns,
Okay.
because every fish and species is so different by the way their jaws sit and their eyes are on their head and just every little detail, even like their fins specifically too, can tell different species and everything, which is really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is. I reminds me when I was at Pipe Classic uh, earlier in the year, and Joe Peters was doing different fish, and he always had like a reference picture out, so we could
Yeah.
study the patterning as he was applying his.
Yeah. I do that, like I have a wall of my sketches,
Okay.
and when I'm, certain species now I've done so many times that I don't need to look at anything. But new ones, I like to be able to reference them, and I like referencing them from my sketches because it shows me kind of the little details that I saw in each species rather than just looking at a generic photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, you've got your permanent reference notes. I like it.
And then before you get started, do you do like a sample frit color
Not
something?
usually. I
Dive
used
right
to.
in.
Yeah, I used to, but if I'm some of the saltwater, like Dorado and mackerel and stuff, different types of mackerel and everything, I've haven't kind of honed my skills on those ones, so I will do color samples so I kind of understand how they work together. But what I've been working on lately, I don't need to do that because I'm used to the color I'm using, and most of the species that I work with right now use different pattern variations from the same color palette.
So Charity wanted to know how long it took you to find the right color mixes per fish species.
Not very long, just because the ones I use aren't usually color changing, so I don't have to worry about that. You look at the color and I can kind of see based off of a photo reference what color palette I need.
Nice.
The main thing is like, how the glass works. When I first started working, like we had crayons and everything, understanding those, and those were, hard for me because they bubble and everything. But learning how to use different colors, just like any glass blower, how they react to different types of flames.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I thought this was a slick technique for shaping here. I'm just wiping that edge off until the angle tightened up. Here's the handle switch. The setup so that you can seal it at the angle that you want after being able to shape it at the angle you want. Do you often do public demos, Chelsey?
No, I've done a handful. Not very many though. Okay. I've done some in Montana. At Fire on the Mountain in Glacier.
Okay.
Glacier Glass Company, I think it is. They put it on. And then the Montana Hemp Fest is another one. We were planning on going this year. I was going to do demos, and something came up and we had to miss it. But those are two great events in Montana.
Very cool. A shout out to the Champs homies. This setup that they're using here was actually the same one that they used at the Champs Glass games. And Maddie White and all the homies who normally help maintain the system, the setup for the glass competition there at Champs. They were all there. Hugh Salkind there as well. You've been fishing all of your life?
Yeah, pretty much. My parents live on a lake.
Okay.
And they do like all season fishing. My dad has a ice house.
Okay.
And everything. So yeah. But in Montana, we fish here as well. Everywhere we've lived, we fish. Just, different species in each area. It's kind of cool.
That is nice.
So what kind of species are there in Montana?
So what we usually fish for here are trout, but we also walleye and northern and a whole bunch of stuff, catfish. But it's fun fishing for trout here. I never fished for trout until I moved here.
Okay. Do you have any favorite fish to eat?
Depends how it's prepared. I love salmon's good. Trout is really good. Living here, that's kind of, if I go out to restaurants and eat, or if we have friends that cook fish, that's kind of what they cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the glass scene like out there? You mentioned some local demos. Are there nice shops that support nice work? And
Yeah, yes, actually, there's a handful. My boyfriend, we actually moved here to open up a shop.
oh wow.
And I don't work for his company anymore because I kind of, after I had my son, I just wanted to do glass blowing. So his shop is called Discontent. They have 2 stores in Montana and 2 in Colorado and 1 in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole bunch of different shops. Yeah, but that's kind of we're in Billings, Montana, so we're in the southeastern side.
Okay, is that the more active side or?
No.
No?
No, actually,
Never mind, sorry.
I work in a solo studio, so there aren't really any glass artists. There are a couple
I see.
here, but not many. I have some friends in Bozeman and Missoula are pretty big for that.
Okay. I
Yeah.
hate to sound ignorant, but that state is something of a mystery to me.
It sure is. That's why we like it.
Right, yeah. Stay away, Mike.
You're welcome to visit.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just so long as you go home.
That's great.
There's a lot to do here outside.
I like it. That's funny. All right, and here's another handle switch. And that's like not quite a cold seal that you do there, but it's like right on the edge of it. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
That's what I
because
thought.
usually if I just do a cold seal, sometimes it can pop off.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I put pressure when I apply it to the
Sure.
other piece.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
a little more security. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. It's hard not to be distracted by that corner of the tent that's open.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
People
ooh.
walking by.
Yeah. Like, who's coming by? There's some fun cameos coming up, you guys. I don't want to spoil them, but yeah. There's. I didn't even remember them until I was watching the footage, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, that's right. I remember this now. All right, I'll be right back. I got to step away for just a moment.
No, I was just going to say that.
Here's
All
a
right.
handle switch. So yeah, because now you're going to want to work on the other side or whatever. Is that right?
Yep, I'm attaching a handle to what will be the mouthpiece.
Yeah. Gotcha. Excellent. All right, I'll be right back. Excuse me.
This is just so fascinating. I'm sorry I'm not talking much. Let's see.
Oh, it's all
good. While you guys are watching, 84 of you are watching now. I'm sure most of you are subscribers. If you hit that little bell after or below the window over there to the left, you'll get notifications so you don't miss the party ever. And then hit that thumbs up too. We don't want to hurt Chelsey's feelings, okay? There's always a thumbs downer.
It's okay. You can thumbs down if you want.
Careful, I told him that a couple
Oh.
weeks ago. And we ended up with 4. So.
Oh, shoot.
We're just telling them they can thumbs down again.
Oh yeah.
We're giving them permission.
Please don't. It's like, man, we deal with enough illegitimate ones. You know, there's like a couple of people, like, or at least one person who always, as soon as the video goes live, you know, they get their notification. They've
Oh,
stayed
yeah.
on just a thumbs down.
Yep.
And if I don't see it, I actually worry about them. I'm like, oh
Oh.
man, is my hater
Where are
okay?
they?
Yeah, like, I don't
Hey,
take it
they're
personal.
watching regardless, so
Yeah,
at least for a
it's-
second.
Totally, it's okay. I don't
Hit
let
that.
it get me
Yeah.
down. It just makes me laugh, you know? It's like, oh man, are they okay? You know, like I'll be the one who notices when they're dead, you know? Like,
Right.
like,
They're not.
I don't mean to be morbid, you know, but like sometimes it's like, man, he ordered a pizza every 4 days and I hadn't heard from him for 3 weeks,
Yep.
so we called the cops and sure enough, he was dead. Like, you see stuff
Oh,
like that in the
no.
paper and it's like, I'll be that guy with that hater, man. I'll be like,
Yep.
yep, I had to notify the world that the hater has died after 3 weeks without a thumbs down.
That hater was an important part of your life.
Yeah. They do keep me on my toes, I tell you. All right, so you're kind of now that you've gotten the handle off there, you're just condensing that end down and making it a happy end that you can work, right? And make sure everything's even and such. Is
Yep.
that fair to say? All right, good deal.
Yep.
Good deal. Good deal. Chuck one up for Mike. No, I'm just playing, but I do my best to narrate these demos, you know, especially oftentimes the artist isn't with us. It's just difficult to coordinate. So I really do appreciate you joining us.
Yeah,
And,
it's good to be here.
Yeah, so I do my best to kind of commentate and keep things going, and I'd like to think that I'm trying to, you know, lead the homies down the right path. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's just a little reassuring when it's like, yeah, it makes sense. It's like, all right.
I'd just sit here and stare into the flame if you weren't talking to me.
All right, that's what's
Kind
up.
of what
Yeah.
happened with me too.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
right. I've never watched myself blow glass before.
Really? Okay. Word. Is it a bit surreal?
It's a little weird, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
How's your technique?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. I got to like the golf mode, you know, or like do the slow motion swing analysis or whatever. Mike, could you slow that down? Could you give me that at 30% speed?
Got to see what I'm doing wrong there.
Yeah. Here's actually a move we legitimately could have done in slow mo, you know, like highlight style, but that was really cool. You're kind of getting it ready to kind of form the roof of the fish mouth or whatever. Is that?
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So these moves using that natural like curvature of the spoon, you know, it's not just for shooting heroin, folks.
Right.
Oh,
You know, so I'm
true.
just playing, I don't know. Like
There are
nobody's
better uses for a spoon.
Yeah, like nobody's getting
Yes.
more extra world use out of a spoon than junkies and glass artists.
Yeah.
I'm still
So-
working on that joke, so just bear with me, guys.
Right,
Chelsea,
right.
you're sculpting a salmon, right?
Yes.
Yes. Charity was asking about it. Is it a specific kind of salmon that you're sculpting?
Yeah, so with this one, I went for a Chinook, but it turned a little... It looks like a Chinook, but it's kind of on the verge of a sockeye. Sort
Is
of,
the
like I
sockeye
said,
a
this...
little fatter?
Just the color variation of it, and mainly the
Okay.
color variation of it. But, you know, they range, so... And, again, it was my first time making that fish, but, you know, good shot at it, I guess. And it's the state fish of Oregon, so that's kind of why I did it.
RW in the chat says, so
clever.
she used a knife, used a spoon. Are we gonna see a fork?
Hey, maybe I need to incorporate that.
Yeah.
I was
I could
assuming that
find
was going to be.
Bring some tongs in.
Yeah. Well, you do have tongs at the end, so
True.
yeah. No, tongs are in
Right.
effect. We've got a significant portion of the kitchen
Forgot about that.
here. Yeah. I need to talk to Bed Bath & Beyond, you know, like coming on as a sponsor or something.
There we go.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I thought, you know, these moves, it's hard stuff to get into, you know. There's so many little moves that you do to these fin pieces to get them into the shape that you want, and I think all of it is worth noticing, you know, like the heat that part up and grab it with the little masher, you know, and all these little moves, it just adds up to each of these pieces looking just the way that they should. And
Every little move has to be different for every fin, because
Right.
all the fins are different too.
yeah,
So that's kind of what's fun about it, like trying to understand how they move and...
Sure. Yeah, it demonstrates a sincere control. It's fun to watch. I mean, I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I am.
I'm able to answer questions in chat because of the questions that you've already answered.
Very good. Very
Yes.
Noah Fisher in the chat says, I like fish a lot.
Awesome. Me
Yeah,
too.
man. I like fish too, man. Hell yeah.
How many kinds of fish do you make?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow. That's a good
I've
question.
never counted. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Do you document them all in your Instagram feed?
Yes, there may have been a couple that I haven't documented. I'm sure, excuse me, I'm sure there are a few I've missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you check out my Instagram. You can kind of scroll through and see all of
You
the
tell
ones I've done.
us.
All right, that spoon is putting in work.
It's back.
Yeah. All right. Part of my brain is like, all right, no more heroin jokes, Mike.
And the other part's like,
the other part's like, do it.
Out.
Yeah, that evil Kermit or whatever. Do it. Okay, so this is the mouth, like the bottom, like jar or whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let me just make sure I'm still in the game here. And I thought what's coming up is one of the coolest parts of the demo, where you use, what was that, like a steel or a tungsten poker that you used to make the hole?
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
it's tungsten.
It was a tungsten.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you don't use it like most people use the tungsten. You used it like much more cold in order to preserve the shape. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it gets all
Yes.
floppy and weird.
Right. I thought that was super cool. Very, very clever. And yeah, that is like, I thought that was really neat. So that's coming up here after. Yeah, there's a handle switch here now so you can work the other side, and
Yep.
there'll be some more spooning.
And since I, most of these I'll hang, you know, by
Yes.
their jaw, I can't put too much stress on them
Okay.
because, you know, that will kind of progress into them possibly breaking. So
Right.
that's why I really take my time with poking that hole and kind of condensing it and
Sure.
making it strong.
Yeah. And yeah, shout out to the blast shield for giving us like a second window here, because you can totally see what you're doing in the reflection.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I was noticing that. It's like,
That and my face would be tomato red if I didn't have that. So.
Yeah, I'm with that as well. I've had a blast shield from the beginning, and I never developed any sort of tolerance to it. And if like the times when I'm working with friends or taking a class and I forget the shield because I got the quick release one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be lobster from, you know, where my shirt ends up to my face.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is totally. But yeah, it makes me glad I have it though, you know. Like I don't, whatever makes my face go lobster red. I'm not sure I want to build a tolerance to that. I'm not trying to be like some.
It's okay.
Yeah, like old grandma in Miami, you know, can like sit in the sun 19 hours a day and be, you know.
Scaly skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I've actually got this like SPF rated. It's not like a bandana. It's basically like a sleeve almost. And you just kind of put it over your head, and you can pull it up over your nose. It's made by Anlan.
Those are great.
Yeah, and like I said, it's SPF rated. And whenever I do like big marini pulls and such, I pull that up. And I noticed at my new studio that I'm working at, I think it might be that I'm able to work longer periods of time because I'm not I have unlimited oxygen at my. I have a HVO system. Speaking of the sponsor in the corner there,
Nice.
I had one, but mine is a 30-gallon. So when I'd be doing the bigger milli work, every now and then I'd have to take a break. The system at where I work now, I can work as long as I want. So it's either
90 liters per minute and 120 gallons.
Yeah, it's either that I can work longer or that the bench is all stainless steel type of thing, and it might be reflecting more back at me. Either way, I noticed that my face was getting more sunburn than it ever had before.
Yeah.
So I got that Anlan. It's like anal with an on the end. I noticed that. I was like, man. I was like, because I put it on my face and it said like anal right over my mouth. I was like, okay, this doesn't look good. Anyway, so here's that hole poking that I was mentioning. Speaking of anal or whatever.
Oh God! Way to segue.
Yeah. Whew, all right. I thought this was really cool though. You're like really taking your time to make a very specific hole, and you mentioned this is like not stressing out the area all around it. Is that?
Yeah, if I heat it up too much, you know, it'll slump the the jaw in a weird way and kind of disform it. But if I don't do it enough, it can crack it.
Okay. All right.
So it's finding the perfect temperature and letting it slowly push through.
I thought this was really clever. This is one that I suspect someone out there in the chat is going to do something cool with, if not like 100 of you down the road. Really neat way to... I mean, it looks like the type of hole that you would have had to use like a drill press, you know, with like a wet one, like, you know, the diamond bits, you know, and then had to polish it, and instead you're doing this in, you know, a couple of minutes, and it's great. And you said it's like stress-free. Not stress-free, but you've done this in a way that mitigates the stress. Let's say that, sure.
And it took me a while to kind of realize I needed to, you know, either slow down or speed up in finding that temperature.
Word.
That's awesome. Richard Hazer's in the chat, and he's also in a new studio. He's up at Bob Dog's Dream Station.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to Richard, and shout out to Bob Dog. Oh, I see him in the chat. Richard says, the best part of waking up is when oxygen is free as fuck. Yeah, I love the HBO system.
Oh, I want one so bad.
Yeah, they're really nice.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Carrie works there, so talk to her.
Oh,
yeah, totally.
I talked to them at Las Vegas last year.
Yeah, I think you guys probably might have talked then.
I think we did. Yeah. I think we just
is you very I talked to?
May well have been Carrie, yeah, totally.
Oh, I think I went up to whoever was there a couple times because I'm like, more information, please.
I got you. Yeah, no, it's a really nice system. I've had it probably, since 2015, and it's really good. And they're my sponsor, and my girlfriend works there and all, but
that's awesome.
This is the same thing that I was saying years ago. You know, my opinion hasn't changed at all. It's just now I know them a bit better, and I can tell you they're genuinely dank people who really give a shit about their customers. And
well, that is good to know.
It is, right? Like that matters. I really know that they care, and they want everybody to be so happy. It's a company I'm proud to be involved with. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, big shout outs to HBO. The system's been great too. The only issues I ever had were my own fault. Like I upgraded the head like a few years in to the Mighty Might version that does 150 psi in the tank, and then it restarts at pretty much anything, but above 100 versus the standard that restarts at 50 and goes up to 100, and that's like exponentially more oxygen. So. That was a nice move, but I didn't know the fitting changed, and they sent me a new thing for it, you know, and I just didn't use it. I used my old one, and so it was letting in air, you know. That's the sort of stuff that, you know, and they sure enough helped me sort it out, though, don't get me wrong. And then just to get back to the glass real briefly, here I left this part in. It was like you had kind of done this, but then I think you maybe realized it was a little too long. Is that right? Like you were like, okay, wait a minute. And then, so you just went back and removed it. And now you're reinforcing that shape. And it's not like an error or anything. You just kind of have to make it and then size it up and see what's up, right? All right, word. That's what it is. And I thought that would be kind of something, just something worth talking about. You know, when you make these attachments, you know, they're not always going to be perfect. Don't be scared to pull a little material off. You know, you got to check it out. And here it goes. This bad boy's about to get its mouth, about to be ready to swallow smaller fish, about to eat other demo pieces. Like Dave's, like I could just imagine it eating like Dave Strobel's Millie fish, you know? He always makes all the Millie fish. He was demoing too. Did you get any of his DFO Millie, Chelsey?
No.
Okay, he was making a DFO Millie there, and I got a nice piece of cane of it, actually. It's really good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Millie guy, but that's partly because I was a Millie collector.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. All right, here we go. Yet another one of these awesome attachments where you really have everything dialed in. The heat's just right, and that attach and that tug, and bam. Allows you to get a really crisp look with these attachments, a really natural look. when there was some work on the mouth here, you added some and, took things away and, fish goddess or whatever. I give and I take away. That kind of thing. Kind of working in like the junction of that seal there, or
making sure it's secure and kind of shaping that jaw a little better so it
gotcha.
kind of wraps around the body.
Look at that. Looks like it ate a coal or something at this moment.
Yeah. Glowing.
Yeah.
Richard Hazer is talking about Bob Dog's Dream Station, and he was saying most of us that work up there met in Torch Talk's hangout room.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
That's
Yeah, years ago, this was before everybody was able to just go live to Facebook or Instagram or whatever, or Twitch or any of these things. We had this hangout set up that made it really easy for homies to flame work together.
That's cool.
And yeah, it was. Nowadays, it's kind of a thing that's time may have passed a bit. We have all these other ways to connect, but like 5 years ago, this was the way that like eight of us could hang out at once, and flame work together and just kind of do our thing. And so yeah, nowadays it's pretty empty. But it's still there for when homies need it. And God forbid anybody wants to remotely collaborate and you need a safe space to do that. It's always linked in the video description or in the group description in the Torch Talk community. So yeah, and then here you go. You're striping some extra glass onto that. Is this to give it a look, or does it need more weight?
No, give it a look. It's kind of forms the lips of the fish.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah, this is nice. You were like headphoned up, and I
get in the zone.
Yeah, no, for sure. And when I film, I prefer to kind of not interject unless it's like one of my friends and they feel more comfortable because I'm talking with them.
Right.
If that's the case, I'll talk all day. But otherwise, I'm like, I made this joke before, but it's like in Star Trek, they got this prime directive where like they don't fuck with civilizations and shit. They're like that's what it is. I have this like prime directive kind of philosophy. Like I want to be a fly on the wall as much as possible. It's not possible when you've got a dude with a camera and a tripod in your face, but I do want to just kind of be quiet and allow the artist to do their thing and be in that zone without disturbing them. So it's nice to have this opportunity later to talk and ask these questions and really get to add something to this demo. Like even the spoon being used here to kind of curl up that mouth and give it that like organic mouth look. Do you ever do teeth or anything like that on these?
Yep. Yeah. Certain fish I'll add teeth when they're really prominent.
Okay. All right. I'm not
like
sure.
northern pike and stuff like that, and
Word.
Spotted sea trout.
Okay.
Have little fangs.
They've got like pronounced teeth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Okay, and now here, is this where you're adding the eyes? Yes,
yep.
This is. Okay, so I skipped one eye. Both of them were done at the same angle. This is a dot stack type of eye. This is a moment where I would, it would be great if I had a crane camera and I could have shot over your shoulder or something, but that's just not the thing. But, homies, black has been laid down, and then you're using the spoon to mash it in. Is that right?
Yes.
But not like fully or whatever. You're kind of going to let it...
No, just having a flat surface so I can lay the next color.
Gotcha. And then it's going to be yellow, and then more black, and then a clear lens.
Yep.
What I wanted to ask you, like, it's for the others, it's obvious. It's more like a dot stack. Like, you don't go out to the edge. You go out to where you want it to be and then let it cook in.
Yeah.
For the lens, though, how far out did you cover it with clear? Did you just go all the way over everything and then?
Yeah. Yep. I
All
just
right.
do a nice little glob on the top of the entire eye, so it makes like a full lens around it.
Excellent. Cool. I didn't know. Some cats like to go kind of leave a little bit of an edge there. And I think that might be more to do with the type of millie they use and that sort of thing. But I thought
Yeah.
it was still worth asking.
This works for the fisheye because when I'm taping off to sandblast, then there's nothing, not like part of the eye that's sandblasted, where I prefer it to be shiny, you know?
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. Excellent. I'm glad I brought this up. That was the tidbit I was searching for. Yeah, those eyes look really good. Man, I mean, I forget about anything that happens like within 6 hours. So I was like, were they dot stacked eyes? I don't even remember, but I suspected they were, and it looks great. Even in the post in the Torch Talk group, somebody was like, I forget. I'm not going to pull it up because my system is running 4 things right now, to make this broadcast happen. But they were just like, those eyes look so realistic. Like they were just,
that's cool.
Yeah, they were taken aback with the eyes. There were a bunch. I tagged you in it. I don't know if you're active on Facebook much, but there were a lot of positive comments on the post.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah. I'd love to learn how to do millies and make millie eyes so I can add more detail to them and do for each specific species too.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be really fun.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you tell me what type you want, let me know. Like I'll do polls of them. Don't get me wrong. If you want something completely unique, that'd be a whole different thing. But
no, I'd love to get something from someone too. Yeah.
Millie eyes are kind of my thing. I do them for like
Cool.
octopus and all sorts of different creatures. So I've never thought about fish eyes.
Let's do it.
My current plan of action is to make a baby Yoda eye.
That's
we're all trying to get paid for that, This joke won't make as much sense in like a few years, but right now is the moment that Baby Yoda is taking over the planet.
Yes, it is, and only like 5 episodes in or something like that.
You should make this exact pipe and just give it giant eyes, and be like, it's a Baby Yoda fish.
Yeah.
And sell it for like 10 times as much.
Yep, there you go.
All right, we gotta reel this in, but that's actually an awesome idea. Baby Yoda fish.
I might do that now just because you said it.
Please do. I'm telling you, you'll get paid. I know it. It's a special moment in history when everybody is gonna get paid if they want to by making something Baby Yoda. Just don't tell George Lucas.
I'm writing it down so I don't forget.
Yeah. Just gotta look out, folks.
Yeah. George Lucas just hit the thumbs down. Just playing.
Charity says she wants some fish eyes as well, Mike. So that's probably
okay. Nice.
I
like this. Very good.
And Organ Grinder says awesome demo piece artist. I'm trying to make a King George whiting at the moment. It's tough to get right with the colors and sheen. Chelsey is nailing it.
Oh,
thank you.
Very good. And before I get like some hate mail, I know George Lucas sold the whole thing. It's just funnier than saying Disney.
Right. Yes, it is.
Disney will come after you. A Mickey Mouse Yoda. That's what you should do. Whoever is out there listening. Someone really wants to offend Disney.
It's a good idea.
Right.
That's a really good idea.
Mouse Yoda.
Rebecca
says Disney attorneys have entered the chat.
Oh man. I thought that was a nice touch there, using the knife to just kind of reinforce the back edge of that fin, which I assume is how the fish actually looks.
Look at that eye.
Like how you're really repurposing that marble mold. Does it ever get used for marbles? Where'd everybody go?
Chelsey, can you hear?
Uh-oh. I think we
no.
may have lost Chelsey.
I see her, but where did her audio go?
I don't know.
Oh, did she freeze?
I think she's frozen up.
Oh.
Let's assume the answer to everything I asked was correct, Mike.
Yes.
Well, let's hope that she pops back in.
Yeah. I mean, we did tell her she didn't have to stay for the whole thing, but that was kind of abrupt. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was how she did it. She's like,
like, I'm out of here.
Guys, I got some interference. You know, like shaking a thing, you know, or something. Like.
She did say she could only stay until her son woke up. So maybe he woke up and there was
could be
a mute.
Regardless, I'm glad we had her for like 90% of the demo. If not, it's okay.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, she's back.
The internet went out.
All right.
Okay, no worries. We were like, all right, we get it. She didn't want to stay the whole time.
I'm dipping. Bye.
Abrupt, but okay. We told her she could leave anytime.
Peace, you bitches and snitches. Now here, thank you, Mike Shelbo, for joining the show.
He's awesome, by the way.
Mike is the man. Yeah, I love this. When I was editing this,
I
was
didn't even
like,
realize he was there.
Yeah.
Mike, I can only see the 3 dots. I know everybody else can see you, but
oh, that's weird. Everything is definitely seems to be working. I don't know what to tell you there. You might want to reload the Hangout.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're gonna lose Carrie. Technical issues abound.
Yeah.
But we persevere.
Oh, no.
Whoa. All right, now here you're getting ready to push the bowl. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool. Bam. Now, maybe it was when I went to get a beer, but there was definitely a cameo that I meant to comment on earlier, which was when Ham popped into the window. Did we miss that? What happened? Did I not notice that? Did you notice that? No? Okay, well, I'll have to go back and review.
Huh.
Yeah, it's okay. It definitely happened. I must have missed it.
I missed something.
It's okay. But that was nice when Mike popped in. Big shout out to Mike Shelbo, yo. Yeah, man.
He's great.
Yeah, and we actually really just got to meet this year.
Yeah, same here. This was the first time I met him, and he was so awesome, so nice, and supportive, and gave me great tips and everything. He's a good guy.
That's nice. Yeah, you know, he was kind. I met him at the gas conference down in Florida, and was able to film his lecture, which was really cool. All about, you know, online interaction and that sort of thing, and you know, for me, and I think for my community, I think it was something that was really important and kind of spot on and relevant. So, yeah, that's, if you guys, if you just search the channel for Mike Shelbo, just type Shelbo Torch Talk, you'll get it. You'll be able to watch his gas conference lecture, which was really amazing, and it's so great to see him on that sort of stage. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice that the Glass Art Society has truly recognized what we're doing, and I was just talking with Eric Goldschmidt today. You know, the Corning homie, one of the program supervisors there, or whatever, but now he's also on the Glass Art Society board. Yeah, and Chelsey, I don't know if you're familiar, but like he just wrote this amazing blog article for the Corning about pipe making, and the Corning Museum has now acquired their first pipe, and they're pretty gung ho.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so he's also on the GAS board, the Glass Art Society, like the oldest glass arts organization, you know,
That's
nonprofit
so cool,
this. Yeah, it's so great. He is a beautiful human being, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really genuinely feel like we're all lucky to have him in that position, and these organizations are lucky to have him. Just to,
Absolutely.
yeah, not to get too far from the glass, this is one of the fins that has a white tip, so I thought I would include the sculpting and shaping of that as well, because here's yet another fin with a completely unique process and a different look. But here, some of the steps are similar, like here you're doing that kind of wiping move to give it that clean line.
Hmm.
It's I thought these steps were great. Anyways, back to going on about Eric Goldschmidt. He is no, I'm just playing, but he really is the man. Corning is lucky to have him. We're lucky to have him in that position, and the same thing goes for the Glass Art Society. And I don't know, I feel like I've been very lucky to kind of be in this interface position for them in the pipe community. We did the official broadcast for 2017 when they put a bunch of pipe makers onto the lineup. And since then, they've kind of given me the blessing to film these demos with the artist's permission.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
thank you. Yeah, I think it is great. It really, like, I've been able to document these demos in a way that no other conference has, and I think it's so good for flame working and just glass in general to have this type of process documentation. So
Yep.
yeah, those are coming up soon, you guys. I'm thinking one might even drop next week. I don't know. But yeah, it's time for like the 2019 gas demos to start dropping. Not to get away from what's happening here, but at this point you're adding like this series of fins.
Yep.
We're getting near the kind of we're nearly closing this bad boy out.
Yep.
Does this fish have a name?
You can name it. Nope.
All right, there we go. They're the tongs. Those are those nice griffin finishing tongs. Those aren't even kitchen tongs. I spoke a little too soon. Those things are sweet, right?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, but also finishing tongs though, so close enough. And yeah, you're gonna pull this off and pick that glass away, and then kind of hit it with that dental tool, and then like we're at the game, kind of deal, right?
Yeah, and the last part there.
Mike Grafe has a random torch question. Is a Bunsen safe in my shop with 5 foot of clearance between the bench and wood ceiling? Anyone burn their house down doing this? Yo, Mike, actually, my bench was enclosed, so it only had like maybe 4 feet of height, and I had to stop using the Bunsen because of that. It was shooting way too much heat straight up into the ceiling. So yeah, if you do have some kind of limit with a flammable thing, yeah, no, the Bunsen's not going to be for you, player. So I can answer that one. I'm about to get another one now that I'm not working in this enclosed space anymore, though.
Yeah,
so
totally. Well, what if you put like Hardy Backer up there?
that could help stave it
Right.
off. But yeah, and guys, this was the DFO. I thought I'd just take a minute to show you all this beautiful setting where these demos went down and where all these people got together. This is a place where people get married and have all kinds of important events.
I love seeing all those redwoods.
People brought their families out. Yeah, right. It has such a beautiful look. This place was gorgeous. The vibe was gorgeous. I can't believe.
I love that it was family friendly. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is awesome.
Was your family there?
Yeah, we brought our son.
Awesome.
Very good. Yeah, this was a great event. And you guys, what you're seeing now is like I was filming before things really got lit. So, that whole area was completely packed full of people later. There was so many glass workers here. And guys, that was Abe there at the end.
With
That
the
was
empty
Abe's Jameson. Yeah.
bottle.
And if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. You had a sip on that bottle, and I'm glad we could have a sip on this bottle of glass dankness together. Chelsey, thank you so much for letting me put a camera in your face. And
Man, thank you so much for doing it. It was awesome.
No
Thanks
worries.
for joining us too. That was great
Yeah.
to hear some good stories and a little bit more about your process. And
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No worries. It is my pleasure to do this and get
And
to
thanks
share
to everybody
this.
for watching too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for you
really
guys
cool.
out there. I really appreciate it. Now, guys, I think y'all know what we do at this moment. We acknowledge these sponsors who help me get to all these shows. For real. If you deal with these companies, let them know. Yo, the Colorado Glass Company actually has a Torch Talk coupon. Just type Torch Talk into the coupon code thing, 10% off, even on top of other specials. Not to turn it into a whole sales pitch, but I didn't ask them to do that or nothing. They were just like, yo, here it is. I was like, too cool, man. You guys are the best. And you guys are the best out there for tuning in and, you know, making this a huge party. Throw some numbers in, 1 through 200, because we definitely have some things to give away. Yo, the homie Bill Colehop in the chat there, he put together an incredible sticker pack. Let me see if I can find this. We're going to give that away. It's like a pack with all sorts of cool stuff. Just, man, I don't know what inspired him exactly to do this. I know he appreciates what we do here, but I don't know what moment in time made him say, I'm going to put together a sick-ass sticker pack for the homies. But, goodness, man. I just thought it was so thoughtful. And then I've got some shit to add on to it.
For the same winner or a different winner?
No, we're going to do like 3 winners, I guess.
Okay.
I'll add a sticker pack on, too.
What? Oh, no shit. What?
Yeah,
We're going to do 4 winners?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Chelsey. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what the homie added. Don't look at all this personal shit. I'm just playing.
We're just looking at you, Mike.
And that's got like color stuff, all this good stuff. And you guys, actually, Chelsea's got her packs, but then, yo, I've got... Oh, wait a minute. You guys didn't get to see that, did you?
No, we didn't. Yeah, you didn't.
All right, there it is. It's got stickers. Look at all these cool stickers, you guys.
Oh, cool.
Like old school stickers. And then some rods and samples and stuff. And this is the man right here. Yeah, sorry, I sometimes forget to do that. And then, yo, I've got a couple of sticker packs. One of them I'll add some Millie to, because I did just pull down a shitload of Millie, so I've got some Millies around. But then Chelsea, you gave me some stickers at the DFO or whatever, and I have a couple of them, so I'm going to put these into the sticker packs.
Cool.
Yeah,
and I have a whole bunch of other designs, too, so I'll throw a sticker pack in, too.
Sweet.
Very good. That's awesome. Hell yeah. So yeah, and then these ones, these are my current sticker packs, you guys. These are actually ones that have like a lot of like the current ones, but then they also have a ton of old ones because I've just been trying to clean out some old stock of stuff. You know, like I saved too many for myself. You know, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with 50 of these? So I just started throwing some of the older ones in. Like for example, like this Torch Talk Nintendo one. Like crazy random old ones. And then the other thing that I'm doing with my sticker packs, or if you order stuff from me, yo, I'll be throwing in a pack of jasmine tea. And it might be a little bit silly, but seriously, what we do is crazy. We melt glass, and then to have to sell it yourself, and all the million things involved in that, and even if you're just starting and just trying to take on something that is like equivalent difficulty level to like learning a new instrument kind of thing, like what we do is fucking insane. All of us deserve to just take a second, sit back, have a cup of tea, relax, and just take a moment to pat yourself on the back and think about, you know, what a hard life you've chosen. How it's not getting any better from here. Not just playing. But for real, no, I don't know. Like I've there's this Asian grocer that has this jasmine tea I love, and that was my thought for real. I was like, man, if the homies could maybe just take a moment to sip some fucking tea, maybe that could be a moment of beauty in their life, or maybe just a moment of tranquility. Maybe that's fucking stupid. I don't know, but that's my idea.
Good idea.
That's why there's tea in the sticker packs. All right, did everybody put their numbers in? Because
there's still some coming.
There's still some coming. That's what's up.
Wasn't there something that you dug up that you were going to share?
What was it we dug up? I don't know.
I think there was Well, I don't know about the Richard Pryor thing. I don't know if
Richard
you know.
Pryor?
I mean, not
Richard
Richard.
Hasser?
The other one with the curly hair and the workout dude. Not
Oh,
Richard
is
Pryor.
that what you
Richard
wanted?
Simmons.
Is that what you wanted me to share, Carrie? Because I can share that. Yes, we definitely have the option of sharing that. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. This was actually a picture I found in the footage. It was actually a video I found, but I thought this was pretty amusing. I don't even know exactly what the context was here. You're gonna have to ask Andrew, aka AKM. Maybe I could catch up with him at. He will be demonstrating at Glass Vegas, so in a couple of months I can catch up with him and be like, "Yo, what's up? Where's my free toning cord?" Sort of thing. Because that was what's up. Yeah, but that's AKM, and he and Rhino threw down on an shockingly dank piece. And maybe I can even find some of that footage for you guys. Let's see.
There has been a question in chat. Are we doing games tonight too?
I don't know. Did you guys want to do games tonight? If you guys want to do games tonight, we'll definitely play games. Chelsey, we've been playing like video games together. They're amazing.
You don't know Jack-esque games.
You're familiar with that series of games or whatever?
No.
Like trivia games that are a little bit snarky. Or, yeah, it's mostly the trivia games we play because there's more people that can actually play along.
Cool.
They're fun. Okay, so oh my God, generational question. Does everybody remember Richard Simmons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, as long as we're here, let's avoid a copyright strike and turn that music off. But these are the pieces from the first day of the competition at the DFO. Coming into the one that I was just mentioning, that Rhino and AKM threw down on. So while you guys throw the rest of those numbers in, enjoy a look at these pieces. Incredible work, Eugene. I do believe that piece took the crown. Is that right? It's hard to remember.
So. Yeah, it is hard to remember. I did see him all over the Instagram feeds, the live feeds everywhere. Everybody was DFO, it seemed.
Yeah.
I looked at my Instagram feed.
If you guys want to play games tonight, I guess we'll play some games. I'm down.
It looks like there are a few people that would definitely be in the playing games tonight.
All right. And Chelsey, these games, like, you're going to be able to watch the game in the window here, but you use your phone or another device or another window on your computer as the controller.
Okay.
So you need two screens kind of thing. There's that AKM and Rhino piece. Goodness, that's incredible.
Oh.
So yeah, and that's how you play the game. It's pretty fun. I'm not sure which one we'll play, but they are good times. So yeah, we'll play a round or two of games, you guys. Sure. I really do appreciate everybody who tunes in and makes this thing a party for us, and just a super positive experience. Some of you guys have been with us for years now, from when this thing was like me and the homies getting loose on webcams, just doing little demos for one another, and into now when I'm really doing my best to provide our industry with like an ESPN type level of comprehensive coverage, you know, done by, you know, one of us, not somebody who's just trying to cash in on our art or any type of weird shit like that. I'm not saying anybody's doing that, but you know, type of thing.
Marijuana is so in right now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just that's what's coming, you know, and you got cats like, I'm not trying to go in on anybody, you know, it's like Vice, for example. Like, sometimes they'll show stuff that's really positive about us, and then other times they'll, like, let some guys who have a 3D printed bong shit all over us. You know, just because that's what's going to get them the most clicks, you know, and make the most money for their advertisers. And it's that sort of vibe to me where it's like, man, It helps me light a little bit of a fire to you know, like I know I'm not like Dan Collins, for example. You know, I'm not gonna be able to make some kind of degenerate art. That's not my style. You know, I'm not Joaquin. I'm not gonna make you guys like Pipetown USA, for example. You know, a beautiful film. You know, that encapsulates an idea and tells a story. I'm just trying to show what's really happening in our industry in a way that we can all enjoy and be inspired by, and maybe this will add up to something bigger, but at the very least I want to provide an honest commentary from within for our industry, and I sincerely think that what we're doing is just one of the coolest fucking things on the planet, and it deserves this type of coverage. It deserves somebody willing to be there for hours at a time to capture this and distill it down to something we can watch. Man, I've got some incredible footage of this piece right here, you guys. I've got the homie doing those eyes and stuff. Whew. Too good. That's going to be part of another DFO special. I know randomly I think I've shown it in the past, but what an incredible piece right here. This sort of thing sincerely deserves like so much type of coverage, but you know, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too personal. I'm just like, man, I don't want it to be from somebody trying to cash in on us, man. It really, anybody trying to do this from within has all my support on the planet. But man, anybody coming in trying to make a buck off of us or this or that, and God forbid even trivialize what we do, like what I was talking about with Vice earlier, for example, you know, like then sometimes they do the coolest thing and they highlight things and it's great. And other times it's like they'll put a video out that millions of people will watch where they're shitting on glass art in general, and they're so uncreative, and do you want your large format dragon or your small format dragon? Fuck, you know, that was truly one of those moments where I realized, like, I need to kick that shit into high gear and, you know, provide us a level of coverage from within that is, you know, universally respectful and comes from a place of understanding of what we do. So not to get into too much about that, but it's just, yeah. Anyways, all right.
All right, I think I gotta go.
Okay, Chelsey.
Thank you for joining us, Chelsey.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me pop down and let you give a proper goodbye on the video for the homies. Thankfully, no embarrassing messages have come up. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so Chelsey, you're up, and thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you. Your art, your work is incredible, and getting to see it come together like this is, it's fucking awesome. It really is. Thank you for making this possible.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great chatting with you, and thanks everybody for watching.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a great night. Thank you again,
Yeah,
Chelsey.
you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. All right, homies. Are your numbers all in? I think it's definitely time to like pick some things. We will we'll pick a number and I'll be like, Chelsey, here's the homie you need to send that pack to. So don't get me wrong. We'll take care of that. So we have 4 numbers to pick.
Which one are we doing first?
We are going to do Bill's pack first.
All right.
What I would call the Grand Prix prize.
Yes, I think so.
Here we go. All right, all the numbers are in there, I hope. If not, you fucked up. Clickety-clack. 28. Do we have a 28? I see 28 something. I see 128.
128.